Imagine this. For months, Voyager 1, a spacecraft older than the Internet itself, had gone utterly silent. 15 billion miles from Earth. No signal. No data. Just an eerie void. A silence so profound, so total, it felt as if the universe itself had drawn a curtain around our furthest explorer. Scientists feared the worst. Had Voyager finally succumbed to the darkness? And then, just as hope began to fade, a whisper returned. But this was no ordinary transmission. Not a reboot. Not a system ping. What Voyager sent back cracked open everything we thought we knew. Because the vacuum beyond the sun wasn't a vacuum at all. It wasn't empty. It was structured, dynamic, pressurized, and alive. In 2012, when Voyager 1 crossed the heliopause, the invisible boundary where the sun's influence ends, it became the first human-made object to enter true interstellar space. Many believed it would drift quietly into a cold, empty stillness. But in April 2024, after months of garbled transmissions, Voyager came back online. And what it began transmitting shook the foundations of astrophysics. Out there, beyond the sun's reach, space isn't silent. It's humming. Voyager's plasma wave instruments detected a low-frequency oscillation, rhythmic, steady, like the pulse of a living entity. It wasn't just noise. It was ambient energy whispering through the interstellar medium. But there was more. The probe recorded density spikes, sudden bursts of pressure, like echoes of ancient shockwaves from long-dead supernovae. It was as if Voyager were sailing through the memory of the galaxy. Interstellar space isn't a barren corridor. It's an ocean, a swirling, invisible sea of currents, echoes, and storms. And Voyager, our tiny spacecraft, is navigating it blind. Its instruments began mapping what no telescope ever could. A three-dimensional structure hidden in the darkness. The spacecraft's magnetometer detected sharp misalignments in the galactic magnetic field. Violent twists clashing with the sun's field like tectonic plates grinding in the dark. It wasn't chaotic. It was patterned. Structured. These magnetic shifts suggested something remarkable. That our galaxy may possess a kind of magnetic skeleton, vast, unseen filaments of force that guide the flow of matter and energy. Some regions repel cosmic rays. Others channel them like radiation rivers. Voyager had just crossed one such boundary, a region saturated with high-energy particles, likely accelerated by distant black holes and the remnants of ancient stellar explosions. These changes weren't gradual. They were abrupt. It was like stepping off a cliff, not fading over a horizon. What we once thought was a gentle transition from our sun's protective bubble into space, turned out to be a hard boundary. Beyond it, the rules changed. In late 2023, it seemed Voyager's journey was ending. Signals grew unintelligible. The spacecraft, built in the 1970s, appeared to be failing. But NASA's engineers didn't give up. They traced the issue to a corrupted memory chip, likely struck by a cosmic ray. Ironically, one of the very things Voyager was out there to study. And then they did the impossible. From 15 billion miles away, they reprogrammed Voyager, rerouting its software into backup memory. Using decades-old hardware and commands that take nearly a full day to round trip. It was like performing brain surgery with 1970s tools, across a chasm of time and space. But it worked. By April 2024, Voyager came back to life, instrument by instrument, returning plasma readings, magnetic data, and cosmic ray measurements. And with every bite, it gave us something no AI simulation, no telescope, no model could ever offer: a direct, first-hand account from the interstellar frontier. Voyager wasn't just revived. It was reborn. What it's sending now isn't just data. It's a galactic blueprint, a living map of interstellar space. Scientists are using its readings to chart the first real cosmic GPS, not to navigate planets, but to trace magnetic borders, radiation zones, and the foggy outlines of invisible clouds. Voyager has passed through at least two of these clouds, dense regions of gas and plasma, each with its own distinct temperature, pressure, and magnetic personality. They're like invisible continents, with borders drawn not in stone but in force. And one day, these maps may guide future explorers, helping them avoid deadly radiation by writing magnetic corridors carved by the galaxy itself. Even more astonishing, Voyager's data may explain how stars are born. These magnetic filaments and pressure zones might be the wombs of future suns, funneling material into concentrated regions, the very seeds of stellar life. We once thought interstellar space was uniform, a bland soup of particles spread across millions of light years. But Voyager is revealing something else: complexity. Layers. Structure. Think of it less like a void, and more like an atmosphere. One with weather. Storms. Pressure fronts. Invisible currents. This isn't science fiction. This is interstellar meteorology. Sudden shifts in temperature, magnetic pressure, and radiation. Boundary zones. Cloudlets. Waves. It's like Voyager is flying through invisible fog banks, each one shaped by stars that died long before humans ever existed. And then there's the local bubble, one of the most mysterious regions Voyager is now exploring. A massive, invisible cavity in space, possibly carved out by a chain of supernovae millions of years ago. Voyager is now approaching the outer edge, and the data suggests it's crossing into regions where matter is more dense, where magnetic fields twist and bend, where the scars of ancient stellar deaths still echo. But perhaps the most haunting discovery is the sound. Voyager hears space. Not static. Not background radiation. But a hum. A steady, low-frequency vibration that changes as the spacecraft moves, as if each region of space has its own unique tone. This isn't radio noise. It's not even fully understood. Some scientists believe it's the resonance of the interstellar medium itself. Others wonder if it's a byproduct of galactic turbulence, or something more profound, something we don't yet have the words to describe. Some call it a heartbeat. And Voyager isn't just listening to it. It's part of it now. And for the first time, so are we. Each new variation Voyager records, every spike in radiation, every dip in pressure, every twist in the magnetic field, is a landmark. A feature on a map we never knew existed. Voyager is sketching the first real topography of the galaxy. Not made of land and rock, but of plasma, force, and memory. It's like discovering mountain ranges, valleys, rivers, only they're formed by radiation and magnetic fields. These aren't just hazards. They're highways. Natural corridors through which future spacecraft might safely travel between stars. Or regions where matter gathers, waiting to ignite into the next generation of stars. Space is no longer a silent backdrop. It's a living terrain. And Voyager is the first to chart it. Voyager 1 was never meant to find life. It was never built to conquer planets. It was simply sent to explore. Quietly. Faithfully. A golden-plated message in a bottle, cast into the sea of stars. And now, after more than 45 years, it's revealing truths we never imagined. Space is not silent. It is not still. It is not empty. It breathes. It remembers. It shapes us. Voyager, built with 1970s technology, is the only machine we've ever created that has dared to cross that final boundary and keep reporting back. What it's discovering isn't fantasy. Not wormholes. Not alien ships. Something more terrifying. More real. The realization that we live in a fragile oasis, a sheltered pocket in a vast, volatile ocean of forces and fields we barely comprehend. Every pulse Voyager hears, every field it maps, every echo it decodes, leads us to one undeniable truth. We were never meant to stop at the edge of our solar system. We were meant to go further. To listen deeper. To understand more. So the next time you look up at the stars, remember this: 15 billion miles away, a golden messenger is still drifting, still listening, still whispering back secrets from the darkness. And maybe, just maybe, it's reminding us that the greatest frontier was never out there. It was always our need to understand.